I had a feeling it was coming. There had been lots of appointments, mammograms, biopsies, but you're always kind of hoping that what your gut instinct's telling you is wrong. I received the call when I was sitting in my office. It was emotional. You know, my family doctor delivered the news to me, and I called my husband right away from work. And I said, I've got breast cancer.
I mean, what do you really say in that moment, except for you just kind of run through the questions and the information that you don't have in your head? My initial reaction to Dee was that I just wish it was me instead of her.
We've been together since we were 14. My whole life has been with him. We've always been the yin and the yang.
We've been together for 29 years. We're at the same high school, graduated together. It all started because my two best friends at the time dared me to ask her out and break up with her the next day. That was the dare. I asked her out and obviously never broke up with her, so.
What was this, 94?
94. Where are
Oh,
you?
I'm right there.
There you are.
Look at you.
Oh, look, I had hair.
All that hair.
All that hair is straight in the air. Look at that.
We weren't even grade 8 in this album. Here.
After high school, graduated, we live in Richmond, raised in Richmond, she was born in Richmond, and stayed together throughout our 19, 20, 21 quote unquote clubbing days. We're still here, still madly in love, right? So, yeah, it's kind of a whole nother dynamic when you go through something like this. Back when
Before
before
Photoshopping.
anything, before the internet.
So when I was diagnosed on November 28th, me and my husband made the decision not to share that news with our children or our family and our friends because we knew Christmas was coming up. We didn't want Christmas to have a dark shadow over it.
I'm just like, what's wrong? It's day after Christmas, what's wrong? And my dad's standing at the corner beside her, and then obviously dad just like spits it out, says it bluntly, and then I'm like in shock.
My first chemo treatment was January 4th, 2023. That was a scary and exciting day. It was scary because I didn't know what chemo was gonna do to me, how it was gonna make me feel. I was excited because that was the first step in being cured, to beating my breast cancer. But the hardest part for me was the hair loss. I had long, wavy hair. People commented on my hair, how nice it was. I was able to keep my hair till end of January when it was just falling out too much at that point, and I had to ask my husband to shave my head. That, for me, has been the hardest in all of this. It changed how I looked. It made me look sick. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror for days because I didn't recognize who I was anymore. It's just sometimes you can't always be the strongest person in the room. I want to thank the healthcare team at the Cancer Clinic at Richmond Hospital. They always had a smile on their face. They were so positive. They made sure that I was comfortable. I had everything I needed. They really helped me get through this time. They're special people to be able to work in the Cancer Clinic, and we're so lucky to have a team like that there.
So with breast cancer, traditionally, the way that we took out the abnormal part of the breast is by using wire guidance. What this means is that the radiologist would place a wire into the breast before the surgery. With this technique, patients often had some discomfort, as you can imagine, with the wire coming out of your skin. There's also a chance of misplacement if the wire gets caught on the gown or the patient position changes in a certain way during the procedure. And also we were limited in how many surgeries we could do a day because the wire placement requires time. The Molly marker is 3.2 millimeters. And for reference, this is about half the size of a sesame seed. And the seed marker can be placed at any time, and the patient can walk around. So from a comfort perspective, the patient is much happier. From a surgery perspective, we have an instrument that allows us to find the marker. We can localize where the cancer is and cut it out. And it's both an advantage for cosmetic reasons as well as oncological reasons, because we can get real-time feedback as to if we have taken out enough of the breast tissue. So patients are more comfortable. We can do more surgeries a day. And this ends up meaning that patients have faster access to treatment for their breast cancer.
All this new technology, the Molly markers and the different chemos and stuff, supporting the research and the equipment to do this makes such an impact in people's lives. It just helps us get through this time, knowing that there's people out there that don't even know us that care to make donations into equipment and research to help people like me, to ensure that my girls get to grow up with their mother still here. Going through this journey has made me realize that I don't have to have a super busy life all the time. I need to slow down. But it's also made me think there's so many things I want to do, and I need to do them. I can't wait till tomorrow. But it's also made me enjoy other things, taking the time to do those simple things for me now, and telling people that you love them, that you appreciate them. You really realize how precious life is, because you all think you're invisible. Everyone does, until something like this happens.